maybe some youth that want to share about service projects that they did today?
How you can pay tribute today on a day that's also called a national service.
I'll go really quickly. Today I did I did two of them. I did the suicide prevention one, and I also did the How We Feel app. They were both easy. Thank you all for making them so accessible and giving us virtual opportunities. That's really awesome. And so basically I just went on their websites, and for the suicide prevention one, it was already a pre-filled form to my state representative. And so I just had to fill in like my personal information, like name and address and things of that nature. And I also had the option to write a little blurb about why suicide prevention was important to me. So I did partake in that. So that was nice to be able to personalize a little bit more. And so I think so what it's just important to have my voice heard as a constituent to my state representative. So that was cool that I was able to do that and serve in that way. And going forward, I plan to pay more attention to my representatives and the news that they put out and things of that nature. And for the How We Feel app, that was really awesome because it's just like a quick survey kind of. They ask you a few questions about how you're feeling and about if you have any symptoms of the coronavirus or anything of that nature. And it was like really quick. And it also asked like something like about like my emotional state too, which was really interesting, just like if I was feeling sad or happy or angry. And I was like, oh, okay. And then it gave me a little motivation at the end too, which was really nice. It was like, can you find one thing to be excited about? And I was like, yeah. And I typed that in. So going forward with that, I'll continue to log in as much as I remember to how I'm feeling and things of that nature, just to help the scientists track the coronavirus.
Thanks, Ashley. Does anybody else feel led to share? Okay, well, we will move forward. We do want to hear about some of the different things. We had so many opportunities today. So if folks don't mind, if y'all want to just put it in the chat, some of the different things that you did today, that would be super helpful, just so that we know what you enjoyed, what are some opportunities you would like to come up again, things like that.
And just to remind folks that if you haven't had a chance to do any of these projects yet, as Ashley said, some of them are pretty easy and enjoyable, and you can do them kind of anytime over the next week. And I think it would still be meaningful and a way to recognize 9/11.
So next we're going to hear from Serena. She's going to talk to us a little bit just about the youth perspective of service, why it's important to her to be a part of a group like Forsyth County Young Leaders, and why it's important for youth to kind of be involved in our communities and some of the barriers.
Yeah, hi everyone, I'm Serena again. So just kind of from personal experience, some of the challenges around youth service that I have experienced and I know others have experienced are, I would say the biggest one, it's a little bit hard to start youth when you're, or to start service when you're older. So if I was in my 20s or a late teen, it would be a little bit harder for me to grow my service network and start engaging. But I think it's really important to me to be a part of the Youth Engagement Coalition because it is helping me grow my service network. And I know it's helping a lot of maybe older teens grow their service network also. So I think that's a really important reason to be a part of one of these coalitions or try to find your own group that makes it easier for youth to volunteer. Also, when volunteering, it's a little bit frustrating that youth can't seem to find all the information about a certain event maybe or an organization or anything like that. So Youth Engagement Coalition is really making it a lot more accessible for youth and adults to find these volunteer opportunities. I know, like Ashley said, it was like really easy to access all those service opportunities, and I was so happy to hear that because that's kind of one of our main goals as a coalition. I know when I was first starting out volunteering, it was really hard for me to find opportunities that I was interested in. So obviously, like I created my own opportunity with Forsyth County Young Leaders Program. And me and my sister founded that in 2018 to kind of also make it easier for youth to get involved in service and kind of just grow their service networks, as I was saying. And also, youth tend to want to volunteer doing their own things. And I know it can be really difficult when you're a little bit younger and you need the permission from your parents and to go out and engage in things like that, or maybe you need an older adult to come with you, which is why family volunteering is such a fantastic opportunity. I know that when I was younger, I did a lot of family volunteering with First Sight's Backpack Program, which was kind of my first engagement introduction to service. So I did a lot of family volunteering with them, and then later that kind of helped me start the First Sight's Backpack Program Club at my school, and just everything like that. Also, the pre-notion of what youth want to do when volunteering. So I know when I go out and volunteer, I want to do some real work, like get things done, not just kind of work on technology or like create a website. I want to actually engage with people, listen to people. So those preconceived notions of what the youth kind of want to do. Maybe youth like don't know how to work technology, or they don't want to be doing those things that we all kind of stereotype in our heads about youth. Yeah, that's kind of my little feel on youth service and why you should volunteer.
Serena. So we definitely don't want to leave here without talking about some next steps, right? Like we always want folks to continue to stay engaged. That's part of the work that I do on a daily basis. And so we're going to talk about a couple of different things that we have coming up for you all to continue to engage with us and engage in the community. So the first thing, why you see the kind of dollar money gift here. So at Wake Forest University in our office, we, as of today, have opened our grant application for youth-led community mini grants. And these grants are going to be awarded to 8 different youth-led projects for $250 each. And so just a couple different kind of criteria for those grants. So it has to be youth-led, so somebody under the age of 25 has to be leading the effort. We ask you on that application to tell us about an issue area in Winston-Salem. So what's this big thing that you want to take a stab at, that you want to help in some capacity? And so some examples of that could be transportation, which Serena has worked on before, or education and equity, things like that. So you're going to tell us about that issue, and you're going to tell us how you want to use that $250 to tackle it. You don't have to solve the whole problem. I know that sometimes that can be kind of our fear, like, I don't know how to fix this, this is bigger than me, but taking a stab at just a part of it and using those funds to do that. The other key part of the grant, and I'll make sure to drop the link in the chat before we get out of the Zoom session, but the next big criteria is that you be in partnership with a local community organization here in the city. And so we want to make sure, you know, as we're creating new projects, that we're not duplicating efforts. And so sometimes it's really nice to be able to partner with other folks. They might have different connections or know of different things happening in the community. And so working together to kind of have that nonprofit partner can be beneficial for a project. And so as you're filling out that grant application, if you have an idea, but you don't have a partner yet, please, please, please reach out to me or Amy or Serena, and we can definitely get you connected to a local community organization that is doing work that's similar to yours. And so those grants will be due on October 31st, and they'll be reviewed by our team, and we'll bring in a couple other folks as well to make sure that it's, you know, unbiased and we're using a rubric and things like that. So we really hope that you all apply for those grants. A part of it too, if you would like to be paired with a Wake Forest student who has been engaged in the community as a mentor, as someone who's closer to you in age, who is familiar with this type of work, we can also match you with a mentor as well. So we really want this to be kind of an entry point into you securing funds and getting kind of grant money and free money. And so please reach out if you all have any questions on this video. Put the link and also share. And then Casey, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about MLK Day and kind of our what we've done in the past and what we hope to do.
Yes, so I found the web page that was making all the noise finally. So that should be taken care of. So the idea behind MLK Day is to promote the message of Dr. King of service and literacy. So last year we were able to give out 100 books, about 500 books to 100 students that came to, I believe it was Winston-Salem State, correct me if I'm wrong. This year's event will be hosted at Wake Forest University. Mind you, we don't know exactly what that will look like given the pandemic that we're in, but we are looking into ways to possibly adapt and still have the goal of reaching out to these children, showing them what college looks like, pairing them with a college buddy, and giving them the educational booths that they had in person. But of course, with the pandemic, we're not quite sure, but we are working on a way to make that possible and still promote the value of what we're trying to get across of education and literacy.
Thanks, Casey. And the last part of next steps, we really want to give some of our partners a few moments if they feel comfortable, just talking a little bit how in the future they're going to incorporate more youth service at their organizations and how they're going to make it more accessible for youth to be engaged. And so I know some people were asked to talk, and so I won't call on anyone, but we'll just let you kind of step up.
Hi guys, I'm Lindley Curtis and I'm the Volunteer and Community Relations Coordinator at the SECU Family House here in Winston. We provide a safe and affordable place to stay for adult patients and their caregivers when they come to Winston-Salem for medical treatment. We're 9 years old and we've been involving teens and families and college students for years. We're grateful for the ways that our young adults who volunteer with us help us in our mission to fulfill our mission. Youth volunteers and students have been involved in all sorts of ways. Things are looking a little different now, but we're hoping to re-engage groups and individuals to help us to continue our hospitality and our compassion and support at the Family House. We have done several things in the past that we hope to bring back, and we're always eager to have new ideas. We welcome groups who help to share baked goods and to help clean the house and keep us sparkly clean. We have interns often. We have a Teens in the House program in the summers that involve middle schoolers and high schoolers, service learning opportunities. As I say, we really consider the volunteers of all ages as integral aspects of our mission. So we're grateful for the ways that you can help connect us with our volunteers of all ages. So thanks for all you're doing on behalf of the Family House, as well as just as a community member. Thanks for all of the impact that you're making.
So I'll go next. I'm Holly Beck. I'm the Volunteer and Community Engagement Manager with Senior Services. Senior Services mission is to help older adults in our community remain in their home and age with dignity and purpose. And one of our favorite sayings is we love to engage. We have volunteers from 9 months to 90+ years old. We've been serving the Forsyth County for over 55 years. And for us, youth is very important. It's they bring a different perspective to volunteering and some insight, and they're really the future. It's where we're headed, and it's so important to engage youth for the future. I think once someone who's young gets connected with an agency and an organization, they're going to remain connected with that organization. It's great when we have families volunteer together. They can have a shared experience and experience other cultures, other socioeconomic situations they may not normally come across in their walk of life. The ways we engage youth, we've got a couple new programs, but the Williams Adult Day Center, and granted that has changed a little bit since the pandemic, but It's an adult day center for adults with dementia. Typically, we would have about 70 participants there a day, and we have a lot of youth that come and volunteer. And it's very heartwarming to see an older adult who is isolated, a bit withdrawn, but then they come into contact with someone who's younger, and it just brings them out and kind of just makes them more alert and more engaged. And that's really, there's so many moments like that, and it's so rewarding, I think, for the volunteers as well as the participants. So we're lucky to have that. We also have, under our Aging with Purpose program, we have one-on-one visits where we have a lot of parents that take their children with them to go do visits with seniors one-on-one in their home. We also started a call connection program with youth where we have students calling 15 years to 18 years old who are calling seniors twice a week. They kind of have a senior that they're assigned to talk to, and we just started that program. We've also started our Lawns of Love for our participants. All of our participants are pretty much homebound, and so as you might imagine, they need help with their yard, like mowing or raking. We have a lot of interest in that, both from Wake Forest and Winston-Salem State University, as well as Crosby Scholars. We've been pretty engaged with them to get that program off the ground. We have quite a few people waiting for help with that. And then, of course, our biggest program is the Meals on Wheels, which we have, parent, guardian, and the students help deliver, and kind of the same thing. The older adults just love seeing somebody young, and just brings such a smile to their face. It's very rewarding. We just started a current campaign, which some of our youth are working with as well, which is Send a Senior a Smile. And that program is a letter writing, kind of card writing, and you write the letter and we take it out and deliver it when we deliver a meal to the older adult in the community. So we're really focused on intergenerational. I think that's huge. I think everybody in the community has something to give to really build this community, and it's beneficial for both the volunteer and the participant, and it's just it's very rewarding to work with that and to work with youth and to just see that change, both with the youth learning from seniors and for seniors seeing the youth as well. So really appreciate Hands-On letting us get into this, and I think it's a great area to focus on. Sorry if that was really long.
We can go next.
Yeah.
Hey, my name's Burke Kaya. I'm a high school student here in Winston-Salem. And I'm also the co-founder of a student-led organization called the Winston Opportunity Project here. It's dedicated to addressing the socioeconomic mobility issues that we face as a community. Through this organization, we run mentorship and outreach for youth, and specifically underserved youth in our community. And for me, it's super empowering to know that even though I'm young, I can still be a catalyst for change in my community, which is what founding this organization kind of taught me. And, because of all that I learned and all the positive impacts that having this, leadership opportunity did for me, we kind of have begun working with other youth and have tried to extend the opportunity of mentorship and service to other high school students in our community. So, for example, we're working with another student-led organization, Winston for Peace, to recruit mentors to come work with youth. We work at Big Brothers Big Sisters, but we're looking to expand outside of that. And for me, my journey through leadership and service just kind of started with asking myself, how can I use my strengths to benefit those around me and those in my community? And I just wanted to, as the co-founder of an organization like this, I think that other youth should be given the opportunity to kind of use their strengths like I did to benefit their community.
My name is Azza Ahmed. I'm also a co-founder of the Winston Opportunity Project. And so what sparked this project for us was identifying a Harvard economic study which identified Forsyth County as one of the hardest cities to escape childhood poverty. And this study would probably surprise most of us because most of us are not exposed to the deeper problems which run in our city. And so this is why I think reaching out and making an effort to help those around you and serve your community is extremely important, because it can open your eyes to real problems that you weren't aware of previously, because maybe they're not talked about as much as they should be. And so once you become aware of these problems, it's almost impossible not to do anything about it. And once you start doing something about it, it's impossible to stop, because you then witness firsthand how you're positively impacting your community. So for example, like Burke mentioned, we work with youth in Winston-Salem, and so hearing them say that they can't wait to come to the next meeting always inspires me and motivates me and shows that I'm to continue doing what I'm doing. And so as we hope to grow this organization, we're reaching out to various organizations and nearby colleges to seek for youth mentors, because we know that a lot of youth, especially during this time, are looking for ways to reach out further and help their communities. So yeah.
Thank you all so much for sharing. I hope that everybody on this call will definitely get connected with the folks who shared some opportunities. I know that I'll keep sharing opportunities with the students and the folks that I'm connected with. So the last thing that we want to do is we just want to celebrate you all for participating in 9/11 Day on a Friday and joining us on this call. We have a couple of different things that we want to do just to celebrate you. So I'm going to turn it over to Amy first, who's going to announce some different awards for our nonprofits.
Yeah, so we really wanted to honor the nonprofits that kind of stepped up and offered opportunities specifically for this day of service, and we're giving them kind of little mini, they're not mini grants, because they're really just awards that they can use towards kind of anything that would help them engage volunteers kind of throughout the month or through the end of the year. The first one, and these are $200 awards. The first one's going to go to the gardens at Boston Thurman, which I think they're going to use to buy soil and other gardening supplies. That garden is actually run by an 89-year-old volunteer and is just really excited to have welcomed other folks into her garden. And she's been pretty much funding the garden out of her Social Security check. So she is thrilled with this prize money. The other one is CQ Family House. Who did, they don't know, this is surprising to them, who especially not only had virtual opportunities, but did offer the whole chalk the walk. If that's a nice outside socially distanced opportunity that somebody wants to take a little time and do some art, a good multi-generational one as well. That just allows folks to feel welcome. And then senior services. For their call a senior a touch base. I think that's a great opportunity, especially because it's something that youth can do on their own. They can do it remotely and they can have a real impact. So we were just really thrilled to honor you guys, and we will get those checks out to you soon. Before they do.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. We're excited.
Thank you.
Very exciting. Thank you.
And we're
and the next thing, to honor all of you for participating, we at Wake Forest are really happy to be able to use our grant funds to purchase t-shirts. And so everybody who participated today, I'm going to put the form in the chat, and you'll just fill that out. We'll make sure that we get a t-shirt either to you via campus pickup, or we'll put it in the mail. So again, we just want to say thank you for participating. And then the last thing, we clearly are obsessed with doing drawings and giveaways, right? And so to kind of honor the folks who joined this call at 4 o'clock on a Friday, Casey did a little random drawing for the participants here. And so we picked 2 people randomly that can receive a $25 gift card to anywhere. So you'll just contact me and let me know your place. And those 2 people are Azza and Angie. So I'm going to put my email in the chat. If you'll just email me and tell me, you know, I want my $25 to Starbucks or, you know, Dick's Sporting Goods or wherever, just let me know and we'll get that to you.
Recognize that 4 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, especially when it's been, I said it's not really been a shortened week, it's been a very condensed week. And I'm sure the students feel that as much as the adults do. And so we just were like, we need and then to add a service day on sort of on top of that condensed week, we just really appreciate the effort and the intentionality of being here today. And we wanted to celebrate that. So, because we think it's so important. Yeah, so I just want to raise up one of the things. I really love this story, and if she's willing to share, I'm not going to make her talk, but at least put in the chat that she had got 3 of her family members to volunteer and then 2 of her friends. And I was thinking, if we could, how easy that is. One person can have 5 other people kind of engage with them, and if there's 30 people on this call, if we all engage 5 other people in the simple efforts that we talked about earlier today, that's 150 people just from the folks on this call. And just sort of, we've been talking a lot about exponential spread over the last 6 months, and isn't it this a better thing to spread exponentially in our community? And we really feel that that's possible and that's doable, but it will start with us. It will start with the people here that are excited and committed. So think about those 5 other people. Those projects will be up on our website. They'll stay up on our website. So we hope that you will encourage folks to sign up and download the app, write a card, make a phone call. Get your if you're old enough to vote, get your absentee ballot. If you're only 17, you can still work at the polls. You don't have to be old enough to vote to work at the polls. So yeah. Any other kind of closing thoughts or words for folks?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you guys for putting on events like this. I think that youth involvement in service activities is really important in our community. So thank you.
So, and then I think Camry's got one last kind of exciting announcement for folks who serve, right?
I'm sorry?
The things that are spun in gold that you're going to give away.
I don't know what Amy's talking about. I know.
It's for the t-shirts.
I think she already mentioned that.
Oh, we already talked about that.
Yeah,
I was like, Amy, I'm done. But yeah, so I put the link in the chat for the free t-shirts. Please fill that out. If anybody is able to get that t-shirt, if you get your family members or friends to volunteer tonight or anytime to the end of the week, they can fill out that form and get that shirt. So
yeah, that's great. Sorry, I missed that. It is 4:45. So we're gonna, and then as our last recognition to your efforts, we're gonna give you all 15 minutes back in your day. Because we know time is a gift that you give others, and so we're gonna give it back to you. Thank you all so much. Stay engaged. You'll hear more from us around as we head into MLK Day. If you're interested in getting involved, so we will probably have another kind of kickoff of some kind, probably right before the holidays, to share more of that as the picture becomes clearer, because one thing we've also learned is that it's really hard to plan during a pandemic. So we hope you all stay involved, stay engaged, keep engaging youth. If your youth, keep doing what you're doing, and please feel free to reach out to any of us if we can help you in your efforts. Thank you all so much, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, thank you.
Oh, and we will be posting this on our Facebook feed, and we will share it out. And so if other people are here, please share it. So, thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Yes.
thanks, Sharon.